It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Indiana Pacers today. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on TK Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Right now, the Hornets are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
And they're trying for their second win in as many games against these guys. They were able to exploit their advantages the first time around. They're out to prove that that was no fluke.
Exactly, and confidence is so big in this league, Greg. You know that you want to keep that upper hand against teams whenever possible. You can see they've got that look in their eyes. I mean, it's time to get busy and go to work.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Pacers.
And the Pacers really have been one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. They've not won fewer than 32 games or drafted higher than 10th since 1989. That's a pretty impressive run of consistency.
Count that one. Here's B-Train. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Back to Joseph. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. And it goes down 2 points. Big Dog's got his first points of the night.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, and I think all credit goes to that being just good offense. I mean, those are the kind of shots they want, and they got it.
Now, here's Bird. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Utah.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
And it's sent back by O'Neal. And it turns out it's going to be a foul. He was hoping for a clean block, but the officials felt otherwise, so we'll see some free throws here. The Hornets shooting their first free throws of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first.
In a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Marbury, and it's good off the back rim and in.
You know, that's not how you screen for your guys, but ultimately they still found a way to come away with the hoop.
Now, here's Joseph. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against Cleveland. Pass to Wolf. Bird against Joseph. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Wilkes. Puts up a 3, and another 3 for Charlotte.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one. Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And here are the Pacers now. After Charlotte getting the 3. There's a good screen. Here's Oladipo.
Talk about bringing it. You know, you got to give it up for Oladipo being able to maintain his poise and not letting the contact bother him. That's good concentration.
And here is Joseph. 5 points in the game. Lee outside. Here's Wolf. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now, here's Oladipo. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Utah. And there's the feed to Bird. There's a screen. Shot clock at 6. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Oladipo. Here's O'Neal, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul called on the Charlotte Hornets. The Pacers shooting their first free throws of this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Now, here's Joseph. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post. Passes it to Beachman. Back to Joseph. 3-pointer. They get it again. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. To the right side. Lee outside. A 3 ball. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Lee's got a couple of threes now in the first with Charlotte.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point, defensively, you have to take something away.
So the Pacers call timeout. They're first of the game. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
You know what? It's a fine line between attacking but yet staying under control. And they did, and that's why they shot such a high percentage.
Yeah, they pushed the pace, and typically you get high-quality shots when you do that. I thought they were terrific all game, Greg.
Now, here's Bird. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Controlling the perimeter well, and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A-plus defense.
And so here's Charlotte after Victor Oladipo missed from long range. Lee outside. Over Oladipo. The dish now to Joseph. Clark, when you played, you had some great footwork in the paint. Which big men today impress you with their footwork in the paint, in the post?
Man, I tell you, one of the guys I've always loved watching do his thing inside is Zach Randolph. I tell you what, he grits and grinds as well as anybody, and his touch and footwork exquisite because he's not an overpowering or overwhelming athlete. Karl Anthony Towns much the same way. Fairly low to the ground in how they play, but extremely effective in being able to get the position and shot they want. And in his Cantor, a guy who's starting to impress with his footwork as well.
Lays it up off the glass. Joseph's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now the Pacers with possession here. Down by 12. Pass to O'Neal. Bird, the pass to Oladipo. Releases. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Tell you, that is not what they want. A contested jump shot, the defense right on it. You need to get a better shot than that.
Now Joseph, 7 points in the game. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Charlotte.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Big Daddy's checked in for Charlotte. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. Now, here's Joseph. He's got 9.
Oh, man. Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Timeout called. The Pacers. Last time they met was in Indiana.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. I mean, a lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
Garcia, he's checked in for the Beast.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Now, here's Joseph. 11 points in the game. On the wing lead, off the screen, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Aguirre kicks to O'Neal. Almost, but it rolls out. Charlotte leading by 18. Joseph with the ball. Charlotte moving it around. They set the pick. Lee sets a screen for Garcia to the paint. And Lee with the stop.
The tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Now, here is Battier. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Yep, that one goes in there.
Williams showed us a little flavor on that one.
Here's Big Daddy. He's coming off a 10-point game against Cleveland.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
Now, here's Joseph. It's an 18-point game. Now the pass to Boyd. Williams comes with a double team. Joseph has an open look. And Garcia has it in the corner. Oh!
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on. I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on. What a tremendous feed from Williams. Great awareness.
.54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
They executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. ABC comes in for Lee, and it's Campbell in for Joseph. Here's Campbell. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Back to Garcia. From deep. The long distance three is buried. Garcia's got 5 now.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Brand passes to Campbell. Outside, Garcia. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead. Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here. The Pacers shooting just 31% in the game. For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
On the court for Indiana, we've got Jermaine O'Neal. Williams is out there with Batum. Then there's Aguirre, and it's Battier in at the 3 spot. Out to Brand. Lions the pass to Garcia. They set the pick. Pocket 6 to the right side. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Williams against Campbell. Here's O'Neal. Got a hand on it, but he stays with it. Back to Williams. Outside, Batum. O'Neal dishes to Williams. Moves back up. They get a hand on it. Charlotte moving it around. O'Neal against Campbell. Pass to Boyd. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Williams against Campbell. Williams kicks to Battier. Feeds it to O'Neal. Misses off the left iron.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
They set the pick. Campbell kicks to Garcia. Passes it to Boyd. Kicks it out to Garcia. For 3. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Well, the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
The Pacers have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Williams passes to O'Neal. They need this. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been. Because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Battier against Garcia. Here's Brand. O'Neal comes with the double team, and then Brand with the tongue.
And that pattern continues, guys. Another heat check, another log on the fire.
Well, they're scorching right now. I mean, the defense has to be concerned. Nothing they're doing is stopping this run.
There's the pick. Here's O'Neal. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Outside, Garcia. Pass to Campbell. Back to Garcia. To the middle. Here's Brand. Right side, Garcia. Shoots over Batum. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Screen by O'Neal. Williams passes to Aguirre. Back to Williams. He dishes it to Battier. Aguirre kicks to Battier. The tray. Rebounded by Brand. Here's Charlotte now. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Brand, a screen on Aguirre. And here is Campbell. This is to Brand. And Darren Williams pulls it down.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And that's a foul called on Money. That's his first foul. Big Dog, he's checked in for Charlotte. B-Train comes in for Big Cat. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Hornets.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to beat those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
The Beast, he's checked in for Charlotte. They set the screen. And the pass to Big Dog. Right wing, the three. And again, the Hornets missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
To the inside, Aguirre. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Now Campbell. Outside, Garcia. Pass to Wolf. Takes the three. Knocks down the three ball. The Beast's got 5 points so far.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Bird outside. He feeds it to Oladipo. Here's Wolf, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. For Charlotte, they have only one missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them. First one falls for them. And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams, had been there a year or two. And guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes. And we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
Garcia against Oladipo. Charlotte moving the ball around. Pass to Wolf. Three-pointer. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
The steal. Swiped it away. Here's Aguirre. He kicks it to Bird. That's tipped.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
There's the pass to Beach. Now here's Bird. Guarded closely. Marbury, Campbell defending. And that one is good. He has 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Lee's checked in for Garcia. And it's Joseph in for Campbell. Now, here's Joseph. 11 points in the game. Here's the screen. Here's Wolf. Cracks in the tray. The Beast's got 13.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Here's Marbury. No good there. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Joseph with the ball. Kicks it to Lee. Back to Joseph. Pass to Beach. 6 on the shot clock. The feed to Joseph. Fires the 3. And it's Big Dog with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And another 3 for Charlotte.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Here's Joseph. 14 points for him. On the wing, Lee. They set the screen. Nice work there coming off the screen. 16 points for the Beast.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Barber. He's covered by Joseph. To the wing on the left. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bird. And Lee pulls it down.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Wolf. Charlotte getting another chance here. And here is Joseph. Passes it to B-Train. Here's Lee. Here's B-Train. Back to Lee. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's on Larry Bird. The Hornets have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. Lee. Free throw good. Lee.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. Big Cat comes in for B-Train, and it's Garcia in for the Beast. Back to Bird from deep. Again, the miss by Bird.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
The Hornets have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. 54 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Oladipo, and finished off by Oladipo.
Well, the explosive nature of Oladipo's drives to the rim are incredible. Hard for any defense to keep him from attacking the way he does.
Now Joseph, 17 points in the game. Lee outside. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound. Back to Joseph. We got 22 seconds left in the first half. Here's the screen. Here's Lee, and Lee with the stuff.
Screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, and so it's the Charlotte Hornets, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, everybody. It's the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Things were going Charlotte's way from the beginning. They did it just the way it was drawn up in the locker room, starting out on a 10-2 run. They delivered a real beatdown in the first quarter, ending with a whopping lead. Then and that is just a...
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building in the foreground there. B-Train out there with the Beast. Then there's Lights Out. Then there's Big Dog. And it's Lee in at the shooting guard. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Here's the screen. Oladipo right side. 6 to shoot. The dish to Bird. From 13, it's good. Bird's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Pacers.
And what about the vision, the court vision from Oladipo? So good at creating opportunities for his guys.
Here's B-Train. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. To the left side wing. Now, here's Joseph. Lee outside. Takes a three. Cracks in the tray. Lee's got 20.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
There's a good screen. It's Oladipo on the wing. Second chance shot. O'Neal laid in with a nice touch off the glass. O'Neal's got 6.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
And how many more possessions like that would they love to get down the stretch? A bunch of them, I bet.
Joseph with the ball. 17 points in the game. The pass to Big Dog. Back to Joseph. Pass to B-Train. Back to Joseph. 2 on the clock. And it's the Hornets, another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Oladipo.
Oh! Man, entertaining to watch the way Oladipo finishes around the basket. I mean, he's close to the bucket. He's dropping the hammer.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. There's the pick. Out left to the wing. And here is Joseph. He's got 20. Passes it to Wolf. 5 on the clock. He can't get that one. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Here's Bird. And again, it's Indiana converting.
A nice start to the second half. Just one miss in their first 5 attempts.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Now, here's Joseph. D right on him. The pass to Wolf. Lee kicks to Joseph. There's the pick. Puts up a three. No good from Lee.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
It's intercepted. Here's Joseph. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Charlotte.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Tice. And he uses the glass on the layup.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
Now Joseph, 22 points for him. Pass to Big Dog. This one the play, bucket's good, he'll go to the line.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
The Pacers making a switch here, and he's got his first chance at the line here.
And that 84% free throw percentage is a testament to all the hard work he's put in on the line.
And somehow it's become a real struggle at the free throw line. He's lost his way there. I mean, he's not having anywhere near the same success he had there last season.
Here's O'Neal. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. O'Neal's got 4 this quarter.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Charlotte calls timeout. Clark, when you were playing, what was your game day routine like?
Well, it was simple. I didn't complicate things, Kevin. I tried to get a good meal, was just beginning to learn how to eat properly and best for my body. And then I would always try to get an hour to 2 hour pregame nap. That goes all the way back to high school. I enjoyed just getting off my feet. Sometimes I would fall asleep completely. Other times I was just going to drift into a light sleep. But just having that routine of resting before games was part of how I got ready to try to serve the other guys up.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog, and it's Big Cat in for B-Train.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Well, he only plays one way, and that's full throttle, all day, all the time, cold blood. And leap.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Here's Joseph. 24 points for him. They set the pick. Here's Wolf, and powered down the champ.
He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Pacers have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. Stolen by Joseph. Lee goes in. Yep, that one goes. Lee's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Bird dishes to O'Neal. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. And that one is good. O'Neal's got 10. Here's the Beast. 18 points for him. Now, here's Joseph. They set the pick. Passes it to Boyd. Larry Bird grabs the miss. Pacers have gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong. In the corner, Battier with it. Here's O'Neal. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Joseph with the ball. Brand sets a screen for Joseph. That's blocked by Bird. Battier outside. On the wing, Batum. Bird outside. Shot clock at 6. Bird, a screen on Joseph. And the rejection by Brand. Lee with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. Joseph, the pass to Wolf. Battier against Joseph. Feeds to Brand. Over Williams. Brand, good. Brand's got his second basket.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Battier kicks to Batum. Screen by O'Neal. Inside. It's stolen. Here's Joseph. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
They own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
And Indiana making a change here. Aguirre's checked in. And Indiana shooting 43% from the field. There's the pick. Screen by O'Neal. Aguirre against Brand. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Wala pa. Hindi pa yata natatapos yung ano eh. Nag-ikot eh, madaming inikutan eh. Malipampang ano, kung saan nag-ikot eh. Mamaya-maya pa yata tayo. Itong isang araw pa yung kalawitan. Last na tayo, huling araw na to eh. Tayo siguro pinakahuli, bayan siguro pinakahuli eh. Oo, ang alam ko San Juan hindi pa nakapunta, tsaka poblasyon. Yung huli siguro tayo. Ha? Eh, hindi ko alam kung ilang beses. Hindi ko alam eh. Tingnan ko ba. Hintay-hintayin nyo lang. Sasabihan ko kayo, pag nauna ako dito, text kita.
For Indiana, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. That free throw good from Aguirre. Some changes for Charlotte. Garcia, he's checked in for the Beast. ABC comes in for Lee. And it's Campbell in for Joseph. Charlotte's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And here is Campbell, screened by Brand. Now Campbell, pass to Brand. Just 5 to shoot. Makes it off the glass. Brand's got 4 this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys too.
There's a screen by Williams. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
The Achilles heel of this team right now, turnovers.
6 points given away on miscues. They can't afford many more if they're going to cut into this lead.
Here's Campbell, the pass to Lyons. And here is Campbell, defended by Batum. Campbell, the pass to Garcia. Williams with the block. 58 seconds left here in the third quarter. Aguirre kicks to Williams. Garcia against Battier. Left side, Williams. Shoots. And the shot no good, a bit short. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
to Aguirre. Williams against Campbell. Here's Aguirre. Buried from 15 feet out. Aguirre's got 6. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Campbell kicks to Garcia. No good on the 3. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hand.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Charlotte shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far. On the court for Indiana. They've got Sabonis. And Stevenson is out there with Collison. And it's Bowen in at the small forward. And Garcia has it in the corner. 6 on the shot clock.
Whoa! Hey! What's out there? What's out? Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
A jaw-dropper emoji is what I look like right now. Incredible.
And a fast break now for the Hornets. Campbell's shot's good.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Yes, that goes in.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Passes to Lyons. Here's Campbell. Outside, Garcia. Here's Boyd. Pass to Campbell. Fires for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Campbell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in. Loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Outside Collison. Clark, the idea of player loyalty has been a topic the last few years. From your view, do you think players have an obligation to stick with the team that drafted them if they can?
I like to see that happen, Kevin. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and personally, I think it's cool to see guys hang with the team that drafted them as long as they can move forward towards their aspirations and goals individually and as a team. I also never begrudge players that after a time decide they'd like to explore a different opportunity with a different team for whatever the reasons might be that drive that. But traditionally and personally, I like to see players be one-team players if all of the circumstances that lend itself to that being productive are in place.
And the shot is good.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Got a piece of it. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Campbell against Collison. Garcia dishes to Brand. Outside, Garcia.
Oh, wow. Oh, now bring the thunder rock that rim.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Here's Stevenson. Count that one.
And you have to admire his focus.
Not a good matchup for him in terms of size differential.
Yeah, and even with the defender hovering all over him, Greg, he would not be denied.
And the Hornets call time here. Clark, when you played, you were the classic power forward. Forwards now are asked to do so much in terms of skill set on the floor. Just how much has that forward position changed in the last few decades?
You know, in some ways, Kevin, it's become a little more specialized. I mean, you have wing players now that fall into that small forward category. But guys between 6'6" and 6'10" now are playing on the wing, which means you've got to be able to move your feet and defend. Versatile players at that position. You've got to be able to handle the ball and make plays ideally, get shots, score the ball, and rebound effectively. So that's always been, I thought, the 2 and 3 positions, which are wings now. Those positions are the most demanding in the league in terms of both sides of the ball. The power forward position has become somewhat like that now because of the size and versatility and skill set of so many of those bigger players. But I think the demands are pretty much the same. The one thing that changed is the fact that you have to play out on the floor more and in space, which means you've got to be a little more athletic if you're going to be part of a small ball lineup.
Clock is at 3. 3 from the inbound. Rebound by Garcia. For Charlotte, they've gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Campbell with it. There's a screen. Off the pick. Off the screen. Garcia can't get it to go. Over Campbell. Collison, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Mm-hmm. Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Here's Garcia. Good for his 9th make in just 12 shots. That's an even 75% shooting.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out, he's doing it.
Sabonis kicks to Stevenson. Another miss by Stevenson.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
The pass to Sabonis. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Outside Collison. They set the pick. Pass to Sabonis. Out to the right wing. Tice. They get it back, and that one drops for him. Sabonis has got 4 points in the quarter.
Great effort, terrific instincts. That's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
Now, here is Garcia. And here is Campbell to the left side wing. He dishes it to Garcia. Shot is no good. Now 9 for 13 from the floor. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. And the basket by Stevenson.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Well, the NBA has made some adjustments to prevent the hack-a-shack strategy, fouling big men who can't make free throws. It still happens. Clark, is it always going to be a part of the game, do you think?
I think it will be part of the game, and I don't necessarily like it. I would much rather see the rule be changed because I think it just enhances the quality of the product. Some would argue the strategy should be on board for 4 free throw shooters. I disagree.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Some changes for Charlotte. The Beast is checked in for Garcia. Lee comes in for ABC. And it's Joseph in for Campbell. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. Rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
The Pacers have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Here's Stevenson. Stevenson, nice persistence to tip it back up and in. Stevenson's got 8 here in the quarter.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Now Joseph. There's the pick. Here's B-Train. He's guarded by Battier. Lee passes to Joseph. Goes back up. And no good that time. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Up top, Stevenson. Dishes to Batum. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the NBA has tinkered with the All-Star voting in recent years. Fans no longer get 100% of the say for the starters. Mark, how do you feel about that change?
I like it. I mean, again, the fans desire to be involved and should have an opportunity to be engaged in the voting because they're so important to the success and popularity of the league. So I like the fans having a piece of the vote. 100% is far too much, so I think the fact that you've got it weighted between fans and those who follow the league closely, along with coaches, is about the right blend to me.
From past the arc, connects from three-point range.
They're not going to run that play very often, but hey, they'll take it. Way to notch that 3.
Here's the beast. Joseph with the ball. Goes up off the pick, and Joseph slams it home.
And those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure.
It's Williams with the drive. Second shot opportunity, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. To the left wing. Now here's Lee. Back to Joseph. Launches a 3. 5 to shoot. Here's Wolf. Good on the triple. The Beast's got 21 in the game.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, and you really can't afford those kinds of lapses. I mean, not when facing a hole or a deficit like this.
Here's Bowen. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Bowen's got 4 points this quarter.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Here's Joseph. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And the NBA has a concerted effort to lower the amount of back-to-back games for the players. Clark, should they stretch out the season even further?
No, the ideal solution, Kevin, would be to reduce the number of games, to cut a month off the season. That would be the way to get to where we need to get to. The season should be 66 to 70 games. It should be spaced out over a 6-month period. And if you cut 12 to 16 games, then you would be able to actually get fewer number of back-to-backs. Stretching the season out longer, to me, is not the answer. Reducing the number of games would be the best way to get to the solution. But that toothpaste is out of the tube, and I don't know if we can ever get it back in.
Agreed.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Hornets.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And now, on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And making the right plays when necessary, closing out this club for the second time this season. This victory gives them a 2-0 lead with 2 left against the Pacers.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Joseph.
Well, that was a terrific performance on offense. He was out of his mind. He scored in so many different ways tonight.
And that one misses. Here's Lee. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's on Nicholas Batum. And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Lee. And here are the Pacers now. And here's Batum. Lee with the block. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. B-Train passes to Lee. And he banks in the layup.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Picked by Williams. There's a screen. Batum. Again, Batum missing.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen. Got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.